Hello, and welcome to EazyML. Let me show you how EazyML brings your data to life with its powerful feature called Augmented Intelligence. EazyML is a no-code AutoML platform that requires no programming or data science background to build ML models, to make predictions, or derive insights from your data. In this video, we will demonstrate how EazyML automatically derives insights from your data. You don't need any programming or data science background to start your ML journey using EazyML. EazyML does everything for you, cleansing the data, building your model, optimizing parameters, and recommending the best model for your use case. But don't let the name EazyML fool you. Under the facade of a user-friendly, easy-to-use platform lies a very sophisticated machine learning platform with many industry-first features. EazyML turns your data into valuable insights like no other platform can. Most ML platforms in the market today are opaque. They do not explain the reasons behind their predictions. EazyML is a transparent, explainable ML platform, which explains the reasons behind its predictions and also gives you actionable insights. Data is plentiful in the enterprise, but it sits like a big fat opaque blob on-prem or in the cloud. Buried in it are very useful and valuable insights about your business, what works and what doesn't. But mining it is a challenge because IT and BI tools are manually driven, tedious. You will see how Augmented Intelligence automatically turns data into insights, and the best part? It doesn't have any biases, so it finds out all of the relevant insights systematically. Although EazyML performs predictions, something already common in machine learning, the data insights that the platform provides using its Augmented Intelligence function are unique. It offers valuable explanations that illustrate which features are important, how important they are, and how they relate to each other. EazyML is the only platform in the market that can turn your data into insights in such detail. Please watch until the end to understand the full capabilities. For the demonstration, we are going to take a use case from healthcare, a simple one that is easy to understand. It has to do with systolic hypertension, your blood pressure. The dataset for this use case has various parameters or variables such as your sleep patterns, stress at work, your meal patterns, amount of exercise, and so on and so forth. And then finally, the outcome variable, which is your systolic pressure at the end of the day. This is data from a real patient. He goes to a cardiologist expressing his concern of high blood pressure. The doctor says, make sure you sleep well, eat well, exercise, all best area practices. The patient does all of that, records readings, and goes back to the cardiologist. I did all the things you suggested. I slept well, I was on the treadmill for 10 minutes, I took medications, and yet my blood pressure still tends to be high. The doctor says, you have been on a lower strength dose. It's time to pump up the dose, a typical prescription. The patient wonders, what is the root cause? Is there a pattern embedded in my recordings? This is where Augmented Intelligence can help the patient and the doctor. Upload the data on the EazyML platform, build an augmented and analytics model, and lo and behold, the patterns are automatically mined and presented to you in an easy-to-understand fashion. EazyML's Augmented Intelligence function can help you understand which factors influence your blood pressure and how. This is precisely what we're going to do and we're going to see in the next few minutes. Please note that this dataset is used only for demonstrational purposes. This is not to be taken in any means as personal health advice or guidance. Please consult your doctor before taking any kind of medical action. Before we dive into building models and mining patterns automatically, I'm going to provide a brief introduction to the platform. I'm going to visit EazyML.com. We can easily create a personal account by clicking here and signing up. You can just enter an email and password, or do a one-click login with Google. I already have an account, so I'll go ahead and log in right now. First, I'll show you some of the basic functionalities of the platform. EazyML is a no-code platform. No expectations from you to be a programmer. It's an auto ML platform that performs many ML functions automatically. It has a simple Q&A-driven user interface, walking you through the process step by step, asking questions along the way, suggesting answers, and making recommendations. On the landing page, you can toggle between dark and light mode depending on your visual preferences. Over here is the Help button. If you're new to machine learning in EazyML, This button can be your guide and will explain what EazyML is doing to your data at every step. If you're already familiar with EazyML and machine learning, wonderful. You can use the advanced settings and its features here and configure the parameters to your liking. For example, you can enable or disable hyperparameter optimization, adjust the perturbation threshold, and so on. For advanced users who are into programming and operationalization, EazyML also has APIs to build custom machine learning pipelines. EazyML offers API endpoints that include Easy Insert and Easy Fetch, allowing you to insert your own data frame into the EazyML pipeline, or fetch a snapshot of the data frame at any point. To learn about the APIs, click on For Developers, and you will find a comprehensive set of API documentation on the page. As you scroll down, you will find details of each API with input, output, and examples. But here's how you can get started easily. By clicking on the user guide to get a downloadable PDF that helps you with examples to ramp up fairly quickly with APIs. So, going back to the platform, the first thing you do is select the mode for yourself. Are you a power user or an advanced user? Selecting the advanced user mode makes it easy to quickly get your results by automatically going through each step. For the demo, we're going to choose the power user mode, which will take you through the entire flow step by step, asking you questions and recommending along the way. You can of course override EasyML recommendations if you do not agree with those. And if you prefer to use EasyML as a smart platform with built-in checkpoints and guideposts, you can trust and accept EasyML's default recommendations for most cases. We can first upload our raw training data. Here, we have parameters including how long the patient sleeps at night, the kind of food they've eaten throughout the day, the amount of exercise they got throughout the day, the kind of medication or supplements that they've taken throughout the day, as well as whether they have a cold, influenza, or COVID-19. Finally, there is a column for systolic blood pressure. Normal is the healthiest level. OK is slightly higher than normal, and high is the least healthy blood pressure level. So, right here is the training data that we've uploaded. EasyML has interpreted all of the data that we had in the raw Excel sheet. We'll continue to build our model to predict systolic blood pressure. If we had an ID column, we would identify it here. And if at any point you're confused about what a step means, the Help button will be here. It'll explain the systems that are working to help you, and of course, if you still have any other questions, you can reach us at support@easyml.com. And right here, it's asking you to specify the identity variable in your data. If you don't know the ID variable, or if you don't have an ID variable, you can go ahead and select None, and then click Next to move forward. Again, the Help button will be located here at any time. We're not going to discard any columns. And here, it reports all the data types corresponding to the variables we've implemented. They all look correct, so I'm going to continue. These are the statistics corresponding to our variables. This is asking if we want to remove any outliers, and again, we'll go with the default, so yes. And it says here there were no outliers present. Right here is the process data, which EasyML has converted to accepted data types for each variable. We will click Next again. So, sometimes training data can be clustered, so we recommend shuffling the training data to remove any dependency on order bias. The outcome variable we want to predict is the systolic blood pressure. Here, it shows the results of our process data. We can also visualize our data. For example, I want to see how hours of sleep at night and the amount of exercise influence systolic blood pressure. There are 3 levels of systolic blood pressure: normal, OK, and high. Due to the nature of this data set, the visualization is not the most simple to view, but you can imagine how it would be extremely helpful for a number of data sets. So even if we just had a 2-dimensional visualization here, we can see how hours of sleep and minutes of aerobic exercise factored into an OK, normal, or high blood pressure. We will now choose to continue building the model. And here, we have 3 types of models. Predictive modeling allows us to build a predictive model on our dataset and generate predictions if we want to. We can also choose to build a time series model if we have a time series dataset. Currently, we want to focus on building an augmented intelligence model. This type fits a white box model, extracting insights and ranking them in order of significance. Put simply, we can use an augmented intelligence model to mine the most important insights from the data and understand the reasons behind the outcome label that the model has assigned. Now, we can choose augmented intelligence as the model type. This screen identifies the type of problem we have. Here, we can choose whether to remove dependent predictors. We're not going to remove dependent predictors, or in the next screen, add any numeric derived predictors. Here, we see the systolic pressure column, which is our outcome variable, as well as columns for augmented intelligence, confidence score, and confidence indicator. The first column has the outcome of interest. In the second column, augmented intelligence provides the insights that correspond to the outcome of interest, which in this case is systolic blood pressure. For example, this person with no evening walk, a high work stress level, and minutes of aerobic exercise, Stairmaster or treadmill, was less than or equal to 18.5. He's likely to have a high systolic blood pressure, and therefore systolic pressure is characterized as high. These insights are definitely on par with our common sense and are personalized to the individual patient. It's telling you to get more than 18.5 minutes of aerobic exercise in order to have a healthier systolic blood pressure. Notice the importance of these insights from your data. Everyone's heart follows best area practices, but in addition to that, it's personalizing medicine for you. It's telling you what's optimal for your heart. Your heart is wired in a particular way because of your genetic predisposition that may be different from other people. And in this case, it's saying that you should be on the treadmill for 18.5 minutes or more in order for your heart to pump blood to your extremities and the good hormones to flow. So you probably don't need a higher dose. Maybe you just need to exercise more. It gives you the root cause of why your blood pressure is high. And if that's true, then it's a very valuable input for a patient to control their systolic blood pressure. But then you may ask, what is the confidence level in these rules and insights? Why should you trust these insights? Let me explain. EazyML computes a confidence score for each insight from the data objectively by applying sophisticated mathematical functions to multiple measures of efficacy and accuracy of insights. Let me show you. Here, we can see that EazyML is very confident, 82% confident, about the reasons why your systolic blood pressure is high. You can influence your behavior to some extent to bring your blood pressure to normal levels, such as increasing aerobic activity level and improving your sleep pattern. So these changes in your behavior help your blood pressure reach normal levels. These insights give you prescriptive analytics addressing the root cause. We also have an export button here. If you want to apply the provided insight rules on local data, you can use the export option to get a script that can apply the current insights. We provide all the necessary installation steps for the content environment as well as a native Python environment. Another important button is the Docker. It's used for users who want to run the given augmented intelligence insights without any installations or setup. Users must have a Docker desktop installed to use this option. Now that we have derived useful insights with EazyML providing you a confidence score for each, you may ask, what is the confidence in confidence score itself? In other words, you may want to validate the insights and the confidence score in order to build trust in EazyML. It is very easy to do so. Click Next. The auto-derived insights can be applied to your original dataset to filter the records that satisfy the rules and conditions. Let's apply it to your original training dataset. Here it is, a preview of the dataset before you apply the insights. The next screen shows options to validate and build confidence in auto-derived insights. For instance, let's look at the topmost insight that explains a high value of systolic blood pressure. In the last column for transparent ML, there is an option to apply each insight individually and see for yourself what records got filtered. Let's apply the filter for the topmost insight. On the next screen, you see the insight along with the confidence first, and then at the bottom of the table, you see all those records that got filtered. Let's scroll to the far right, and you will notice that most of the values in the last column for systolic pressure are indeed high. The proof is in the pudding. You just validated the insight and the confidence score for yourself. You may repeat this process over for all insights till you build the confidence. At any point in time, we can also click on the Trace button, and we'll be able to trace all the steps from previous screens leading up to these insights. This can help you with audits or review of what all choices were made leading up to this step. You may exit the trace and continue. We can also go ahead and look at My Account, where I can see the training data sets that I've uploaded, the models that I built, the prediction data sets, activity, and usage. In Models, we can see the training data set that we just used, the systolic blood pressure data. It also shows statistics about the model, including configuration settings over here, all of the trace options, and the option to delete the model. EazyML can be very helpful in the sort of everyday problems that you might run into. Finally, we encourage you to be creative and try it for yourself. Share with us your results and findings on Twitter or Facebook. We would love to see the work you've done. Try EazyML for free today and learn ML by doing ML at www.easyml.com. I want to conclude by reiterating how powerful yet straightforward it is to use the EazyML platform. It's truly traceable and can detect and alert if your training data has any bias. No other platform is as transparent or simple to adopt as EazyML. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us at info@easyml.com.